In a world overloaded with noise, stuff, and constant demands, minimalism offers a refreshing escape. It's not just about owning fewer things, it's about creating more space for what truly matters. By simplifying our surroundings, schedules, and even our thoughts, we can reduce stress, improve focus, and gain lasting mental clarity. Minimalism is a conscious shift from excess to intention, helping us live with more peace, purpose, and presence every single day. Today we will talk about minimalism and simplifying life for mental clarity. So before we start, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. In a world where chaos is often normalized, the idea of minimalism is a quiet rebellion, a deliberate choice to reject excess in favor of purpose, simplicity, and mental space. At its core, minimalism is more than a design trend or a social media aesthetic. It is a philosophy and a practical tool to bring about mental clarity, emotional stability, and intentional living. Through decluttering one's physical space, streamlining digital environments, simplifying commitments, and cultivating mindfulness, minimalism opens the path to a clearer, calmer, and more meaningful life. Understanding minimalism beyond aesthetics. Minimalism is often misunderstood as simply living with fewer possessions, or adopting a stark, white-walled lifestyle. While these may be surface-level expressions, true minimalism is a mindset, an intentional effort to eliminate the non-essential, so that we can focus on what really adds value to our lives. It applies not only to our homes and wardrobes but also to how we spend our time, whom we invest our energy in, the goals we pursue, and even the thoughts we entertain. It is the process of peeling away layers of clutter and distraction to reveal a life that is rich, not in things, but in meaning. The psychological toll of excess. Accumulating excess, whether material possessions, social obligations, or digital stimuli, creates a constant state of background noise that weighs heavily on the mind. Studies in cognitive psychology show that clutter increases cognitive load, making it harder for the brain to focus, process information, and manage emotions. Decision fatigue, stress, and anxiety all thrive in an environment of overwhelm. When we have too much to look at, manage, or think about, our mental resources become scattered. Minimalism counters this by reducing decision points and unnecessary inputs, leading to enhanced mental clarity and peace. Decluttering physical spaces. The most tangible starting point for minimalism is often the physical environment. Our homes reflect our minds. Cluttered spaces often lead to cluttered thoughts. Decluttering begins with evaluating every item and asking, do I need this? Does this serve a purpose? Does it bring me joy or add value? This method, popularized by Marie Kondo, forces intentionality. The process of removing unused or unloved items creates visual and mental space, making it easier to relax, think, and be present. Organized spaces reduce the time and energy spent on maintenance and decision-making, allowing more mental bandwidth for creative and meaningful activities. Digital minimalism and information detox. Beyond physical clutter lies the overwhelming landscape of digital clutter. Endless notifications, emails, messages, apps, and media. Digital minimalism, a concept promoted by computer science professor Cal Newport, encourages users to reclaim their attention from addictive technologies and restructure their digital lives to support rather than distract. This might involve turning off notifications, deleting unused apps, limiting screen time, unsubscribing from unnecessary email lists, and having designated tech-free hours or zones. The goal is not to abandon technology, but to use it intentionally, thus reducing information overload and improving mental clarity. Time and schedule simplification. Modern society glorifies business, often equating it with productivity and success. However, an overpacked schedule can lead to burnout, anxiety, and a sense of losing control. Time minimalism involves saying no to non-essential commitments, prioritizing rest, and creating space for what truly aligns with one's values. This might look like blocking out time for solitude, eliminating multitasking, setting boundaries around work hours, or building in time for intentional leisure. A simpler schedule allows the mind to slow down, reflect, and function at its best without constant rush and noise. Mental and emotional minimalism. Mental minimalism is perhaps the most profound yet least discussed aspect. It involves decluttering thoughts, limiting worry, reducing negative self-talk, and letting go of mental habits that do not serve our well-being. Emotional minimalism asks us to examine our emotional landscape and release grudges, unnecessary guilt, or relationships that drain us. Journaling, meditation, therapy, and mindfulness practices are key tools here. By fostering internal silence, individuals can cultivate self-awareness, make better decisions, and experience greater emotional regulation. The role of mindfulness in minimalism. Mindfulness and minimalism go hand in hand. Mindfulness is the practice of being fully present and aware of the moment without judgment. It teaches us to slow down, observe our thoughts, and live with intentionality. Minimalism benefits from mindfulness because it requires us to notice what we truly need and value. When we are mindful, we become less susceptible to impulsive purchases, social comparison, and overstimulation. We begin to appreciate the beauty and simplicity, the power of stillness, and the richness of the now. Minimalism and financial freedom. Living minimally often leads to financial clarity and independence. Reducing spending on non-essentials means more savings, less debt, and fewer financial worries, contributing significantly to mental peace. Minimalists often shift focus from buying experiences rather than things, leading to more lasting satisfaction. Moreover, fewer possessions mean reduced maintenance costs, and life becomes less about acquiring and more about enjoying. Financial minimalism also involves budgeting, eliminating unnecessary subscriptions, and being mindful of consumer choices. Minimalism in relationships. Simplifying social life doesn't mean isolating oneself, but rather investing deeply in meaningful connections. Instead of spreading oneself thin over dozens of acquaintances, minimalism encourages nurturing relationships that uplift and support. This also means letting go of toxic dynamics, obligatory interactions, or social media friendships that don't add value. When social interactions are intentional and emotionally fulfilling, the mind feels more at ease and emotional clarity increases. Minimalism and creativity. Contrary to the belief that creativity thrives in chaos, minimalism often enhances creative thinking. When the brain is free from the distractions of clutter and overstimulation, it becomes more capable of ideation, deep work, and flow states. Minimalist environments provide mental white space, which is essential for artists, writers, designers, and thinkers to access deeper levels of creativity. Simplifying tools, narrowing focus, and setting constraints also often push people toward more innovative solutions. Challenges and misconceptions. Minimalism is not without its challenges. It is not about deprivation, perfection, or fitting into an aesthetic ideal. Many people begin the journey thinking minimalism is a fixed destination, but it's a continual process of reassessment. Others may feel guilt when discarding sentimental items or experience resistance from family and friends who don't understand the lifestyle shift. Moreover, minimalism looks different for everyone. A single parent, a college student, and a retired couple will all practice it uniquely. The key is not to compare, but to simplify according to one's own needs and values. Cultural and global perspectives. While minimalism has gained popularity in Western countries in recent years, the concept has deep roots in various cultures. Zen Buddhism promotes simplicity and non-attachment as pathways to enlightenment. Scandinavian cultures embrace lagom, a philosophy of balanced, just enough living. Indigenous communities often live with deep respect for the land, using only what they need. These diverse perspectives show that minimalism is not a new or niche concept, but a universal principle of living in harmony with oneself and the world. If you like this video and would like to see more like it, please give it the thumbs up. Leave a comment and click the button to subscribe.